getting to the recruiting side of things, this is a busy week in the South because the Pete's Jam, the 3 SSB, Adidas, and Under Armour are all having their major events go on right now, and several IU targets are in action at some of these, especially down at the Pete's Jam, and man, it's been a good start already.
I think you broke up there a little bit, but I don't know if it was on my end or your end. Speaking of Peach Jam, yeah, Indiana's got a ton of targets competing down there this week. It's been a kind of a mixed bag, I guess you could say, of results a little bit for some players. Some of the different teams are having some success.
There's been some struggles. Some of these guys have struggled.
Yeah, Liam McNeely's Florida Rebels team is 3-1. The PSA Cardinals are 3-1. That's who Boogie Flan plays for. But Boogie Flan has not been very good down in I guess the southernmost point of South Carolina. He's finished in double-figure points in 2 of 4 games, but you got to look beyond the point totals here. He's shooting just 28% from the field, 17% from the three-point line. He did have 4 steals in the PSA Cardinals game on Wednesday, so he is finding some other ways to impact games a little bit. Had 4 assists on that game on Wednesday as well against Team Durant. But yeah, Boogie Flan has struggled to score the ball for the PSA Cardinals, and that's something that he really is kind of known for, is his speed and his ability to get to the rim and score. He's known as a bucket-getting guard, but he's not getting too many buckets this week. And another guy that's not getting a lot of buckets either, Jim, is Austin Swartz, which is very weird because Austin Swartz has maybe been one of the 2 or 3 best shooters the entire circuit for Boo Williams. He's shooting just 21% from 3. And he's made just one of his last 16 three-pointers in the last 2 days. So that is a concern.
And with guys that are this young, you would think that there's no way that does not start sinking into to become a mental thing.
Especially when throughout the whole week, NBA scouts have been there to watch them compete. And now starting yesterday, college coaches were able to join the NBA scouts down there at Peach Jam to see kids. Here's the thing with Austin Swartz. I believe in his shot. I believe in his shooting stroke. I've seen him shoot. He's proven all summer to be an elite shooter. Guys go through slumps. Steph Curry goes through slumps. Austin Swartz is going to be no different. But certainly you don't want to struggle at a major event like this when so many important eyes in terms of getting you to the next level and then potentially to the NBA are examining you and watching you. But it's been a mixed bag of results. But guys like Dylan Harper have been incredible. And that's honestly kind of funny to me because Dylan Harper missed the first game on Monday because he was traveling back from international competition. But since returning, he's played 3 games. He's averaging 14.3 points a game. He was incredible on Thursday. He posted 24 points on 11 of 18 shooting. So Dylan Harper has more than proven his number 1 overall ranking in the class. And that's a consensus number 1 ranking now by all 4 services. Rivals 24/7, On3, and ESPN all have Dylan Harper as the number 1 overall recruit, and he is more than earned it.
And that's just going to make him more in demand. Of course, an Indiana target, but Indiana is not the only school looking for his services.
No, Duke and Rutgers are obviously still highly involved with Dylan Harper. Things have kind of quieted down a little bit, I would say, for his recruitment. I know in Dallas, when I spoke to him last personally, he said that he really kind of wanted to really focus on the rest of the summer and playing for Team USA, which he's now completed playing through the rest of the EYBL circuit with the New York Renaissance, which will be done come the 9th, which is Sunday, I believe. So I would expect things to kind of pick up for Dylan Harper here in the next couple of weeks and couple of months as he maybe looks to take some more visits to different schools and then potentially get into a decision for, like I said, the number 1 overall recruit in the 2024 class.
And then there's several other guys that are in action down there, and not just at the Peach Jam. Like I said, they're over at the 3 SSB. I think that's from Rock Hill, South Carolina. But who are some of the other guys that have stood out?
Yeah, at the 3 SSB, VJ Edgecombe has been very impressive from what I understand. Don't have the numbers on him. They don't post those online. The Adidas circuit doesn't. But VJ Edgecombe's been very impressive over there. From what I understand, he's got a lot of NBA potential. NBA teams seem to really like his athleticism, his kind of feel for the game. When you kind of pay attention to what NBA teams have drafted the last two classes, it's been a lot of guys who are of that 6'6", 6'8" ilk, really good athletes, kind of that wing mold, and that's what VJ Edgecombe really fits into. Honor Boateng is someone else who has kind of been impressive down there on the Adidas circuit of things. Arkansas is someone who's involved with Boateng as well, and then so is Missouri. Those are two schools that I know are interested in him, as well as Indiana. They're not pushing as hard for Boateng right now as some other targets, but they're certainly tracking and following him. But yeah, those are two guys. Another one that I would say has been pretty impressive here the last couple of weeks is Derek Queen. He was really good at the NBA PA, top 100 last week, and then he's been having some success down there in the South this week as well.
And of course, Derek Queen, a Montverde player who Indiana has talked to or landed and talked to a lot of guys from Montverde. Of course, Jalen Jafino is where that starts, but you've got Asa Newell that they're talking to, Liam McNeely. How's he been playing?
Yeah, Liam McNeely has been down there as well, obviously playing for the Florida Rebels. His team's 3-1, like I said, averaging about 15, 16 points a game for them. He's not shot it super well from the three-point line, 18%. He's 3 of 16 down there this week. His shooting stroke has been kind of inconsistent all summer. He's had moments where he's made 15 threes over a 3-game stretch, but then he's had some other games where he maybe has struggled. My favorite thing about Liam McNeely is that he seems to find a way to really impact games when he isn't making a ton of shots. And I think that says a lot about his willingness to go to the glass and rebound, his ability to guard multiple positions. I don't think he's an elite athlete. He's not somebody who's going to blow you away with his explosiveness to play above the rim or slam a dunk down. He can do those things, right? But he's not someone who you're circling on a piece of paper. But I love the way he just kind of remains level-headed. He doesn't get caught up in the emotion of things, and he's been playing, I would say, pretty well. I mean, he's had his best game on Thursday, scored 19 points for Florida Rebels against Team Thad, and I think another win for the Rebels. So he started to play pretty well down there, and that's certainly something that you want to see. I mean, he's had a really busy summer as well.
There's some other guys like Jaden Mustaf, Patrick Ngamba, of course, Jalen Harrison, Trent Sisley in action as well. What's the word on those guys?
Yeah, so some fun news with Jaden Mustaf. He obviously announces, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, that he's going to be leaving his high school in North Carolina. He's going to be moving to Overtime Elite, which is obviously a program that like the Thompson twins just got drafted out of. But he's still planning to go play in college. So that's kind of an interesting turn in his recruitment. And we'll see how that kind of affects where things go. From what I understand, he's still expected to play in college. His dad spoke to ESPN and said that this move is kind of designed to really help and perfect his development and make him more ready for college the moment he enters school as a freshman. And I think that it can be a really good fit over there at OTE. They do a good job of developing. Obviously, they just had 2 kids drafted in the top 10. Now, I don't think Jaden Mustaf is at that level of a prospect right now, but he's somebody who 6'6", has great size for a guard, can get to the rim and finish through contact. Still kind of feeling out and perfecting his playmaking ability. But he had 6 assists one day this week, 4 another. Got to limit the turnovers a little bit, but it's AAU ball, and that's always kind of a tough thing to kind of handle. But I'm a big fan of Jaden Mustaf. He's not a great proven three-point shooter yet. He's not really willing to pull it a ton either, but I think if that's an area of his game that does develop, that he could turn into a really, really good prospect.
And then also you've got guys like I mentioned, the younger guys in the 25 class, but there's Flory Badunga also in action as well.
Yeah, he should have been over there on the Adidas circuit. Again, his recruitment has kind of started to take some good shape here, I would say, this summer. He took official visits to Duke. He took official visits to Michigan and Kansas as well. By all indications, the Duke official visit, that's the most recent one that he took, went pretty well. We'll kind of see where his recruitment kind of develops here in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, he was really impressive at the NBA PA Top 100, I know as well. He struggled one game, but then kind of really started to play like Flory Badunga, I guess you could say, as the week kind of progressed. I know NBA teams love his athleticism, love his shot blocking ability. And I think there's an intrigue into his rawness as an offensive player, too. We know he can slam down incredible dunks, right? And we know he can kind of pass and run the break just a little bit. but he's certainly not someone who's shooting right now. But I think teams are really intrigued, in college teams as well, about being able to get them being able to get him into their system and really kind of mold the clay that is his offensive game right now, because he can pass a little bit, and he has a little bit of a hook shot around the rim. But if you can really kind of mold that into a strong figure, I think Flory Banaga could turn into the potential number 1 draft pick out of this class.